Stay relaxed. Stay as relaxed as you can from bar one to the finish, because number one, you won't survive otherwise. And number two, actually, this is where it might need a bit of a mental adjustment, because you think, well, it's an exciting movement. I have to, muscle up and give everything I've got. Now, the thing is, it's a bit counterintuitive, but let me try to convince you, because if you do... It might sound brilliant for a while, but number one, I'm already tired. But actually, you get, I think, a much bigger, fuller sound if you let go of your arm weight and play these 16th notes. This way, what I'm doing is I'm not pressing the strings down, but I'm setting it in motion and letting it ring more, and also preserving my arm in the process. Another general thing is, I was already starting to do that here, is to choose your notes, choose your battles. For example, the very beginning, I would say, well, since we're talking about thunder and hailstorms, natural phenomena that happen very quickly and dissipate, they appear out of nowhere. He writes that in the music. He has all these notes that stick out. Or maybe they're not single notes, but rather multiple notes. Things like this. The scale is the flash or the hailstone, whatever you like. And then the subsequent bar, you're back to sort of neutral mode. So you're resting a little bit so that you can strike again. So finding these moments of flashes and rest, or backing away so that you can actually strike further is really key. And I won't go into every detail, but find ways of, first of all, relaxing, but also where you can, in the most positive sense, get away with the least amount of physical energy. Instead of playing all of the 4 notes of the arpeggio, you can do 1, 2, 3 instead of all of the notes. All of these things can contribute to a much more powerful sounding performance. All right, so having spoken about how to survive physically this movement, let's get into some fun musical details. So look at bar 5. You have this empty bar with a rest. There are many options here, but I think the one thing you should avoid is to be able to feel yourself counting 1, 2, 3. The reason being, again, this is natural phenomena, unpredictable, it needs surprise. And I think this bar, given the fermata, it can be longer or even shorter, adding different ways of making bar 6 with the Ds surprising. Should we try 2 variants of the opening? And here's one where we shorten the fermata bar. I think both work, and so long as you communicate with your orchestra, they'll be ready to catch you to make that bar explode with energy. This is a personal personal taste, personal preference, let's say. I like to do a diminuendo in the bars between 29 and 31. So this is, can we play this once? 29, 31, 1, 2. Yeah, like this. Because the thing is, the bit afterwards, this bit starting from 32 up until 37, it's a very, very long stretch. And staying, I mean, the thing is, Vivaldi doesn't give you any diminuendos or pianos at this point, but I feel that bringing it down once so that you can enlarge again is very, very effective. Should we try this once? Yeah. So I hope you also notice one thing. If you're going to do this crescendo, keep that crescendo as late as possible. I think, when you feel, I mean, there's so much excitement that the temptation is to just, get to the piano and then race back to the forte. Resist that, because I think the longer you hold it soft and, it's like a pot that's boiling, but the lid is still on. Keep that lid on as long as possible. And then in 38, I wonder if you've noticed that I didn't play this. Yeah, in one uninflected line. Well, to be honest, I think you can do that. That is absolutely possible. One thing, though, that draws my attention when I look at the notes that Vivaldi wrote is that you have 3 scales that restart, so to speak. So they go up and then they come down a little bit and they go up. So you have, yeah. And what's even more exciting is the fact that they always start on the second 16th note. So a very unstable place to start an idea. So yeah, it's very jolting and unpredictable. So I feel that, if you do this, feel this idea of 3 very strong gusts of wind, just like nature does, very unpredictable, that kind of knock you over. That can be also a really effective way of doing this. Yeah, so you have these huge leaps, both in interval, but also, of course, the string crossings. Now, I think also also visually, the temptation, or let's say the tendency might be to work too hard. Yeah, all these crossings, you might think, oh, I need to get to the D string, back to the E, lots of moving. And in fact, I think that'll again work counterintuitively against you, because in fact, if you move your especially your upper arm too much, yeah, you lose your contact with, the bow loses contact with the string. Or let's say if you're also at the tip, yeah, then you have to move over here much, much more. So something in the middle, and keeping your upper arm as quiet and as relaxed as possible. And doing the movements mostly with your hands, or basically any movements from the elbow downwards, I think is the way to go. And again, relax, because you will, pressing or being tight forces or closes the sound, whereas yes, keeping it open makes the instrument resonate.